Hey guys, Talk AFC here, and today
we are going to be discussing the AFC Bournemouth squad and what we think about it.
So, as you will probably all know, in goal, it's got to be one man. Who is it?
Artur Boruc.
Obviously, the 35-year-old, 6'4", definitely not reading it off FIFA right now, Polish keeper, who I have to say has been absolutely excellent for us. Do you agree?
Yeah, but he had a few dodgy games, but overall, solid keeper.
But then again, if you look at the mid-table keepers, except around Jack Butland, I mean, you have Mignolet. Personally, I think Boruc's better than Mignolet. And, you have, other keepers who make mistakes, but they make them more often, and they're worse mistakes than Boruc. I think Boruc makes some absolutely amazing saves. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
So, you can do the right back. You know who the right back is?
Right back is Adam Smith.
The 24-year-old Englishman, I point out. You can talk about him.
I think he's great dribbler. He could be a right mid, but we are gonna make who we think Bournemouth should sign. So we talk about Adam Smith more depth there because you should know what's coming.
And as you can see, Francis is not playing right back, which means as we move on to our next player, you can see that there's going to be Tommy Elphick or Steve Cook is going to be dropped, and you might have already seen that Tommy Elphick, our captain, going to be dropped, because personally, I think ever since Francis moved into that centre-back position, he's been absolutely great. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah, I think Elphick against Villa made too many mistakes, gave the ball away a lot, and I just think Francis is just a better centre-back, and definitely, I think Cook, out of the three of them, is our best centre-back.
He pops up with the goals.
Yeah.
As well as being quite a good defender as well. And also I think that Francis is just get it out, no nonsense about it.
Yeah.
So as we were saying about Steve Cook, let's move on to him. He's actually smaller, I believe he is smaller than Simon Francis, but he's just as good. His heading ability is great, and definitely, as you probably know, his acrobatics are great with the amount of volleys and bicycle kicks and flick-ons he's scored this season. It's been amazing, hasn't it, watching him?
Yeah, mainly not this season, but last season, I mainly talk about the bicycle kick against Ipswich.
And the goal against Fulham as well.
Yeah, it's just great. It's just great
to see a defender scoring. Our defender has scored. He's our top scorer. He scored 5 goals along with a lot of other players. So now we move on to our left back. Give me opinion on Charlie Daniels, because a few people have stated different opinions about him. What do you think about him?
I think next season, we sign a new left back, or we put in Mings. I don't think he's good enough for England. Because he gets caught out a lot for pace. I think Mings is much better. Not much better. I think Mings just edges it for me, and I think he should play next season.
You see, going on a great team this season have been Tottenham. I think you'll agree. And they've been switching their left back and right back, and I think Bournemouth can do a lot like that next season. Adam Smith and Simon Francis switching gives Tommy Elphick also a chance to come in, and switching Charlie Daniels and Tyrone Mings around, because I think Daniels is a great attacking fullback, and he's unlike Mings, who is a lot more defensive, tall, strong. And I think that having the two of them in, if we find the right kind of combination, so I think Smith and Daniels, and then Francis and Mings, and then it gives a chance for Tommy to move into centre-back as well, I think that could be a great combination. But I do think a lot of Bournemouth fans have been hyping him up too much.
Who?
Charlie Daniels.
Yeah, because I think he's nearly 30 now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 29.
Yeah, he's too old. Same with Francis, 30 now.
So anyway, we're going to move on to our left winger, or left mid. What can we say about Maxi Guerrero?
He's too good for us.
Well, I'm overwhelmed. I'm absolutely happy that we signed him. Hold on to him, please, Eddie Howe. I mean, Jose Mourinho, in my opinion, one of the best managers in the world. He said he could play for Chelsea. That's how good this man was. 27 years, got the skills to pay the bills, and even though he went on the African Cup of Nations last year, he only scored 2 goals behind the massive superstar that is Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
It's a shame he's been out with injury, because every time he gets the ball, everybody stands up on their feet. Everybody's so excited to see Maxi Gradle do what he does. Don't you agree with that one?
Yeah, but against Villa, sometimes he has a bit few off games. I think the atmosphere at Villa, he didn't have the best of games against Villa. I think the atmosphere was a bit not what he was not used to. Because obviously Bournemouth is like all heated up. Yeah.
So, should we move on? I think what we need to say really about Max Gradle, we don't need to say much. Comparing, he's probably one of the best players on our team, if not the best one there. So this was a bit of a hard decision for me and Adam. We've put in Harry Arter over Dan Gosling. Now, why do we? Well, I'll tell you why we did this. The reason why I did this is I think personally, I don't know if Adam will agree with me on this one, is that Harry Arter is just running. He runs all the time, doesn't he? Yeah. Gosling, great attacking. Harry Arter can pop them long shots as so can Dan Gosling. He can run into the box, but when he loses the ball, he doesn't give up. He tries to get that ball, and sometimes maybe it doesn't pay off for him. Sometimes he's a bit too aggressive, but he's a great player, isn't he?
I think with the two central midfielders, it's Sermon and Arter, but Gosling made a very good game against Villa. I thought he played very well, and it's good that we have a very good backup centre mid. And Sermon just does all the things. He's a massive player to our team. Without him, our centre mid would be just.
Because one thing we found against Norwich, I found anyway as I was watching the game away, is that because we're playing O'Kane and Sermon, they both are defensive players. Like Gosling and Arter are attacking midfielders. So Sermon was dropping back like he normally does, and so was O'Kane. And like our midfield was just open.
Yeah.
But something I need to say about Sermon, I think he's an absolutely amazing player. He's great for the team, but he needs to shoot. I'm sorry.
Yes.
We all know that Sermon can pop a long shot, but does he?
When most of the time, whenever he shoots, it's either really close, or we get a goal from it, or he scores.
Exactly. That just shows how non-often he shoots.
I can tell you some Nottingham Forest away, Leeds at home,
Wolves away. So let's move on to our right midfielder. That is Matt Ritchie. Now we had a bit of a debate about this one because, as you will see on our bench, Junior Stanislas is not going to be included. But we decided to keep Matt Ritchie, and personally I think he's just technically gifted.
Yeah, great player. Sometimes has a few off games, but I think one of our best players in the side, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he's got a great left foot on him, as well as a great right foot, and he's a bit inconsistent in my opinion.
Yeah.
He can have the best game, he can be the best player on the pitch, but sometimes he just lacks a bit of being a quality player.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying, oh, Leicester don't have that much quality, but I still think they have quality, they just haven't shown it. But that's my opinion. And let's go on to the centre forward. For me, that's going to be Josh King.
Yeah. I think he's close to our top scorer. I think he's scored 5 this season.
Yeah, he's drawing level actually.
Yeah, I think he'll be our top scorer this season. I don't think Wilson will come back the same until he's fully fit next season. But I think our top scorer this year will be Joshua King.
I mean, he didn't start that well, and all the Bournemouth fans know that.
Worked.
Yeah, he works the hardest on the pitch. If you look at matchday stats, we are the hardest working team in the Premier League, and that is a key to why we win games.
Yeah, and he didn't get goals, didn't come for him, but he worked, and he's earned his position right now by working really hard. Yeah. And he deserves it. He deserves what he's getting right now.
So anyway, we're going to move on to the big striker man now. That is Callum. Oh, hello. That is Callum Wilson. Tell me your opinions on this man.
I think Callum Wilson's a great striker. Joint top scorer. Scored a hat-trick obviously away at West Ham. But I do think I'm going to talk more about Benica Fobe in this one, and how I think Wilson is better than Fobe, and our Fobe doesn't make it into the starting 11. It's because the Fobe's a bit lazy, in my opinion.
I don't think he's lazy. He just doesn't work as hard.
Yeah. As Wilson, King, and I really do think if Graben can start scoring, then a Fobe's 4th choice striker.
Yeah. Can't 100% agree with that one. So we're going to quickly move on to the bench. So we have a Phobe, which you spoke about. On his day, he could be a top striker.
Yeah.
But it's not his day yet.
It's always, if we have a record signing, they're awful. But they're not awful, like Ranty. Record signing, not the best player.
Yeah. Well, we're going to move on to Mark Pugh. Why have we put him on the bench over Junior Stanislas?
I think Pugh's better on the left mid. I think Pugh and Daniels has a better connection, and I think Pugh's a better. I don't know why, but I think Pugh's better.
Yeah, he's stepped up with every single league we've gone into. He's a fan favourite. He gets good reception, gets the fans going. Why shouldn't he play? We're going to move on to Gosling. We've already really talked about him, haven't we, really?
Yeah.
So we're going to move next on to Graben. Lewis Graben. He, for me, could start, but he needs to put that away, them goals, doesn't he?
Yeah, he needs to score. He needs to score them. I think he'll have the momentum to get...
Just like Josh King.
Few more goals. Yeah, but Josh King got injured, though, so when he came back, I think Josh King, all he was missing is the final piece. Now he's got that. He'll be a great striker for us next season.
Now we've had Tyrone Mings on our bench, and we've just had to draw Sylvain Distin. And there's actually been news that Tyrone Mings is going to be injured till the start, could miss the start of next season. What do you think about that one?
It's a massive blow because I think he's a quality left back. And Distin's coming to really the end of his career now.
But he was nice for experience, to be honest.
Yeah, he's nice for the experience. And I think that's why Eddie Howe bought... I know he's not on the bench, but I think that's why Eddie Howe bought Glenn Murray.
Yeah.
That experience. I think at Chelsea, I think Daniels would have missed that. I really do think he would have missed.
Yeah. So now we're going to move on to Tommy Elphick. We can't not have the captain, really. Oh, wait.
Yeah. But I think he's not good enough for starting because he
still is good. I think he is good enough for starting, but we just have better players.
Yeah. But he gave the ball away. He hesitated a lot.
He's not fully fit, to be fair to him. He is our captain.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move on to finally Federici.
Well, he pretty much has to be in.
Yeah. And I think Federici has a good few games for us to make good saves, but I still think he's suffering over that mistake he made at Reading.
Yeah.
So this, guys, is our Bournemouth squad review. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to this channel, this is our brand new AFC Bournemouth fan channel. Please like and subscribe. Shouldn't they like and subscribe?
Yep.
And share this with any of your friends who are Cherries fans or who want to know more about Bournemouth, you know? You don't have to be, you might be from abroad, you might be like, who's this team Bournemouth? And be like, well, this is Bournemouth, you know? A great team. That's all I'm going to say.
We will do football videos, like in real life videos and like videos about football. It's not just about Bournemouth, it's about Bournemouth and just football in general.